How's it going, guys? Rob the Awesome here, and today I'm back to spend some more quality Team Fortress 2 time with you. This series takes questions from the previous episodes so that I may answer them here. It gives me a chance to talk a little bit more about myself while answering much needed questions that you guys may have about the game. I'll also ask a couple of questions at the end of the video, so stay tuned. It's something for everyone to enjoy. I also like to point out that this is the only calm series I have. Nice and soothing to the ears. So sit back and relax, and let's get right into the questions, shall we? The first question of the day comes from Zamorek, and he asks, would you rather always have 3 spies on your team, or 3 snipers? I would prefer to have 3 snipers on my team rather than the 3 spies. With 3 spies, you never know what you get, while 3 snipers can play in the back and get lucky long-range insta-kills that benefit your team. Also, anything spy can do, sniper does better. Medic Man comes to the rescue and asks, if you had the chance to get any unusual, what would you choose? That's tough, seeing as how I have every unusual I could possibly want, but if I did want another one, I'd probably choose a Stormy Storm Swagman Swatter. It's the first unusual I've ever gotten, and ever since I've sold it, I've always wanted to get it back. Bijan Amadi has the most serious problem a TF2 player could ever have, and he says, Rob, I'm sadly bored with TF2 and I've been doing everything to make the game more exciting. New loadout setups, different class play, messing around, but I can't seem to think of anything else that would make me want to go back to playing TF2. Can you please tell me what I should do? The best thing to do in this situation is to take a break from TF2. When you give yourself some distance, the attraction the game will have will be more appealing and you'll miss the fun you're having with the game. Life has many other things you can do for the time being. Enjoy other things for now and come back when you are ready. It might take a week, 2 weeks, even a month. But when the time comes, you'll come back happier than ever. Guaranteed. Death Shadow 2 in stores now. Wonders, hey Rob, can you pocket me? As a medic, I've always wanted to pocket people whenever they're in need. I thought of this system they could add in TF2 where a medic could sign up to be a pocket and wait for someone to click the button to ring them in. Sort of like the coaching button, but more obvious for people in need. That'd be cool and interesting for when teams need a medic and people are actually willing. I'd be a part of that every time I play TF2 and support those that need a medic. JWND Phoenix swoops in and ponders, Rob, what do you think about the current TF2 comp and casual state at this time? Casual isn't so bad right now. They fixed the majority of the issues it had to start with, but it will never compete with the likes of Quick Play. I miss Quick Play so much. Why did they have to get rid of it? As for competitive mode, it's absolutely garbage now. So much so that I gave up on trying to make more Matchmaking Monday videos for the time being. Every game has a hacker and you are never guaranteed a fair match. I hope this all gets sorted out soon. Leo has a smart question that asks, if you had to live in any TF2 map, what map would you choose? I love rainy areas. I've always wanted to live in a place that was constantly raining or had dark skies. Sawmill is a great choice, but it has too many dangerous saws, and Nightmill would be a good choice too, but it has too many buildings cluttering the scene. If I had to choose one, I'd go with Sawmill. Just take the saws away and it'd be the perfect place to live for me. The demon from the depths of Hades asked me, hey Rob, your streams are so awesome. Can you stream more often? I'm certainly trying to stream every day at 2 PM Eastern over at Twitch, but sometimes work comes first and I need to do that over live streaming. I will try to do it more often, but I always tell people in advance whether I'm working or not. Cthulhu wonders, is your voice trained or are you naturally vocal Jesus? I get a lot of people asking me if I've ever trained my voice, and frankly, I never have. This is always sort of how my voice is. Add in a bit of excitement, and you've got my hype voice. It's not necessarily that hard to perform. They are all voices I've had from the start. I just utilize them to be entertaining on streams or in videos. Or, at least I hope so. The 45th President of the USA tweets, I main all 9 classes. Do you think that is a good idea? Multi-classing is the best way to get better and understand the roles of a specific class. It's like a fighting game. 50% of it is learning your own character, and the other 50% is matchup knowledge. If you know how the rest of the classes work, you're one step ahead of everyone else in terms of countering them and getting massive kill streaks in the process. Keep up the good work, dude, and keep on multi-classing. Harry Monacha is sad, and he asks, I don't play the game anymore. Should I uninstall or keep it for when I might play it again someday? I've known a ton of people that have said that, saying that they would move on to play Overwatch or CSGO. and you know what? They usually come back in a week or two. No matter what you might think about the game, TF2 does one thing right. It always makes you come back for more. The fact that it's a free-to-play game, mixed in with the fact that it's fun to play for a good amount of time, always makes people want to come back and play it. You can't really quit TF2, you can only put it on hiatus. You should keep it on your PC and come back to it when you feel you've got nothing else to do. You won't regret it. Darkmoon wonders, if you had the chance to get a metagun in real life, what metagun would you take? I'd probably take the quick fix, since in real life overheal doesn't do anything extra and the quick fix would take less time to heal people. I could use that and make mad profits by reverse engineering it and making more and more for hospitals to use. Chipster asks, do you have a weapon idea for medic? I haven't really thought of it, to be honest. What does medic need in this state of TF2 right now? A metagun that gives people a slight bit of ammo perhaps? Maybe a syringe gun that builds uber the more you hit people? I'm not exactly sure. I've had plenty of ideas for other classes, but medic seems already suited to have a plethora of weapons that suit his gameplay style perfectly already. It's rather hard to come up with some ideas. Maybe you guys have some? Sash Lilac ponders, hey Rob, what is the absolute worst game type in TF2 in your opinion? A lot of people say that Capture the Flag is the worst, but the absolute worst game mode is Payload Race. Super boring maps, stalemate as hell, and almost impossible to play objectively. At least Capture the Flag requires some coordination. Payload Race is just a spam fest of who can spawn the fastest and throw themselves at the enemy the farthest. Boring. SP45 Pro comes back to ask the serious questions, and he asks, broaden the horizon a little bit. If you could be anything or anyone from any video game, who or what would you be? This will sound odd, knowing the lore and whatnot, but I'd love to be a Witcher. I don't know, just being in a medieval state of things and battling monsters has always been super neat idea to me. Plus, I just love the Witcher universe, and I can make a score playing Gwent. The possibilities, I tell ya. Muffet comes out of nowhere to ask, what do you think about the amputator? Is it underpowered? The short answer is yes, it's really not that great where it stands. The self-healing is alright I guess, but the taunt is more useless than not and the damage bonus really makes it non-threatening for when people try to get near. The damage loss may seem like nothing for medics, but if the enemy knows it'll take 6 swings to kill him, then they'll just keep shooting at you and make the extra self-healing as non-existent as the damage. The amputator is obviously used to run away and survive, but a good flank would never let that opportunity slide, making this a really pubby tool if anything. Spee! 2 in theaters now wants to ask, do you like animation overhauls? Can you give any sniper tips? And do you like the metagun beam up your bum bum? I like animation overhauls. I think they are great compared to the meh animations we already have. A good sniper tip I can give you is to change up your sniper spot every 2 or 3 shots. If you stay too long in an area, you'll be easier to pick off. Lastly, the metagun up the bum bum feels rather nice from time to time, though I'm usually the one doing that to others. Hee hee hee. David sneaks up and whispers, do you still like TF2? Yeah, I think it's still a fun game. The thing I don't like is how long updates take to make their way to TF2. I understand with the little workforce we have and the amount of awesomeness they want to pack to every update, it can still be pretty boring just waiting half a year for something new. But to answer your question, TF2 is still awesome and amazing to play and I love it to death. I just like updates too, you know? Callum Vanderwall hits a wall and wonders, I believe that there are some weapons in TF2 that could be removed and have none to little side effects. Do you agree or believe that each is worth their spot in your backpack? There are a ton of weapons in the game that seem like side grades or weapons nobody will ever use, but they do deserve a spot in your inventory. Different situations call for different weapons and classes. That's the way TF2 has always worked. Most of the time, the excuse for a weapon being shit is that the stats are bad, even towards weapons that haven't been changed in years. If it was really so god-awful, wouldn't you think Valve would have changed it a while ago? The problem here is that the stats aren't bad, but the player. Either they really don't know how to use the weapon properly, thinking every rocket launcher is meant to be a W+M1 tank shielding weapon of destruction, or it's not their specific video game style of play. Some people are tanks, and some people are healers. We use weapons that benefit what we like best, and sometimes that can harm the gameplay if people are too stubborn to change or learn new styles. Overall, every weapon has its uses, but does every person want to change and adapt? Not really. Learn your weapons, guys. It could save the game in the right situation. Our last question of the day comes from a random saxophone man, and he asks, I am a generally competitive kind of guy, but I get really, and I mean really heated when I either die a lot or lose a lot. So the question is, can you give me some tips on how to stay positive? Thanks in advance. Believe it or not, I used to have the same issue when I was younger, being angry over little things, but it's a really easy problem to solve. The last question sort of fits into this sort of question, and the best way to not get angry is to care less and lower your expectations and values. When people play video games, they expect everything to work out for them, and they really care whether they win or lose. In the end though, it's just a game. If you lose a lot or die a lot, if you don't learn anything from it, then it's all for naught. If you want to stay positive, learn from your deaths and losses and be happy with the progress you're making. Sometimes though, your teammates are the ones that are causing you to lose a lot. And that's life. All you have to do is care less about the losses, less about the skill of your team, and find joy in improving yourself for the better. Whether that be skill, cosmetics, loadouts, whatever, usually a game has a ton of things for you to do in it, and you should enjoy every aspect of it no matter the win-loss ratio. Speaking of which, this is TF2 we're talking about, right? None of that matters to begin with. Just enjoy playing the maps and overall care less about unimportant things. It's often said that the one who cares less wins. And adults will understand that more than anyone. And this has been some quality Team Fortress 2 time with you. But hold on just a second, you guys have been asking all of the questions. It's only right that I ask some for you guys to answer for yourselves. What is your favorite game mode in Team Fortress 2? What is the most underpowered weapon in TF2? And would you rather have a time machine that only goes back in time, or a time machine that only goes forward in time? Answer these questions in the comments below. Also, if you have a question for next time, don't be afraid to ask. I wouldn't mind spending some more quality Team Fortress 2 time with you guys again. Remember to be awesome, stay awesome, and to have an awesome day. I'm Rob the Awesome, and I'll see you guys later. Ciao for now.
Motherfucker, I'm awesome. No, you're not, dude. Don't lie. I'm awesome. I'm driving around in my mom's ride. I'm awesome. A quarter of my life gone by, and I met all my friends online. Motherfucker, I'm awesome. I will run away from a brawl. I'm awesome. There's no voicemail, nobody calls. I'm awesome. I can't afford to buy 8 balls, and I talk to myself on my Facebook wall. You know my pants sag low.